he was with Kevin Huerter after the game talking about the fact that he came off the bench.
Off the bench.
Different feel, different energy for sure.
In what sort of way? Like it just takes a little more to get into a rhythm, or?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't definitely started more in my career than coming off the bench. So it's something new that you have to get used to. So yeah, just different energy. Used to starting games, the energy of being out there first, and just obviously got to prepare a little bit different.
What did you see from Chris in that starting group?
Played hard. He played hard.
When you're having conversations with Mike, what are those like? I mean, this doesn't feel like it's permanent. It just feels like it's something that they're trying in preseason, or is it something more than that?
That's a good question. I don't really know. He just told me he was going to give Chris a chance to practice with the Stars this week and start in this game and kind of reevaluate from there. So, just see what the plan is moving forward.
Where are you at just with I don't know, your rhythm and everything this season so far? Do you feel like you're rounding into shape?
Still getting there. I think as we get better, better with each other so far to start the year. I think our team is in general is coming along on both sides of the ball, myself included. So I think each game I felt a little bit better, just trying to get in the flow of the game, feel some rhythm, feel energy of the other guys around me, and hopefully be ready for game one.
How difficult is it to try to change who you guys are defensively when realistically most of the team is back? It's the same group that was here last year that finished 24th in the league. Is there a way to change the way you guys play enough to show improvement?
I don't know if we're changing what we're doing defensively. I think it's just being better at what we already do, and it's year 2 of that. Second year playing with each other and just being better on that side of the ball, but we're not doing anything differently.
Kevin, when Coach Brown told you, he was going to make that change, for the starting lineup, what was your true feelings on that? Was you just, maybe after looking at myself in the mirror, do some things differently, or just going to, continue to be the professional that I am?
Gotta be a pro. Like I said, I don't know what the plan is for moving forward either way. He just was talking about this week, was going to see how it goes this week and switch it up, and was excited to play with new guys in practice, and obviously some new guys out there playing on the court tonight, and got some run with the starters again back in the second half. So we'll see again what the plan is moving forward.
Defensively, how do you strike that balance between upping the physicality and still trying to keep the fouls down?
Yeah, I think that's the balance. That's it for everybody. The way the game is called today, it's definitely skill, being good on that side of the court. So it's something everybody's got to get better at, myself included, obviously, and continue to obviously lock in, watching film, and learning what guys do.
And then offensively, how do you feel like it's been for you guys getting used to some of the new aspects that Mike's been implementing?
It's getting there. I think it's been a little choppy. Our rhythm hasn't been quite where it was last year, where I know we're capable of getting to. So we just got to continue to practice, continue to play these preseason games, and continue to get in shape. Up our speed and energy, and I think we'll get there. It's just a couple games into it.
So Kevin Huerter talks to the media after the game, which obviously is not easy, because you could tell he was not happy about it, and you don't expect him to be happy about it. I think what's going to be interesting is if you go back to last year with Sacramento.
Yeah.
The vibes were amazing all year. You surprised people. And I'm not saying there wasn't like things that happened. Of course, every team throughout a year, there's going to be someone not happy about their role. But this is significant because of what I said at the start of this. That 5-man unit, the Kings starting lineup last year, they played more minutes together than any other lineup in the league. Mm-hmm. And that's tough. You got a little adversity here, right? And Mike Brown has to strike the balance of we got to hold guys accountable and all that stuff, but also it's keeping Kevin engaged and keeping his confidence up because you don't want to lose him either. Yeah. Kevin Huerter's a talented player who was a legit offensive threat for the Sacramento Kings last year. They are not where they are offensively last year without Kevin Huerter.
These are the things that coaches have to juggle, and good coaches know how to juggle them the right way. It's by trying to make sure to identify it as not a demotion, but just a change because he's going to be just as important to this squad, just in a different role, if that is the role or the change that Mike Brown keeps going with moving forward too. And for Kevin Huerter and anyone else that has to go through this in any sport, it's like the best thing that you can do is change your mentality and buy in. And if you think you are better and should be in a different position, well, shit, you better work for it and you better try and prove it in any way you can. And sometimes it's still not going to be up to you.
So last year with the Kings, he played in 75 games, played 29 minutes a night. In his career, that's what he's averaged, 29 minutes a night. So he's probably not going to be playing 29 minutes if he's coming off the bench. So it's just an adjustment. Like you said, it's an adjustment for a guy who has started the majority of the game of his games in the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah. And he said it, and he knows he just needs to be a pro. And I have no doubt in my mind that he will be. But I think you brought up a good point of just vibes, because even if you are still buying in, there's sometimes that it's hard to not wear it on your shoulder, like on your shoulders, on your sleeve, whatever, and show some of your body language or your emotions, because you are feeling down or you're feeling like you're not being valued as much. But at the same time, if you can somehow come stronger from it, switch that, and make sure that the vibes are still good around the entire squad, then that's where success will come from.
I think what you said is so true. It's how you channel it. Like, be angry. That's fine.
I would be pissed.
You could tell, when he was asked about Duarte, he's like, he was good, like, or what, a solid or whatever. Because
it's hard to be like, he definitely played. He showed why he could be a starter. Like, no, you don't want to say. It's like you're feeling that, you see it. But
this is where it's tough because in basketball, because one, these are human beings.
Yep.
And we, at least on our podcast, we humanize these people. They're humans. You cut them open, they bleed just like all of us. Okay, so we need to remember that they're just not numbers. So you have to understand that they're people and they have to be communicated with. But yeah, it's just sports it's competitive, dude. Mm-hmm. You're playing for jobs. Mm-hmm. You're playing for minutes. And if you're not playing minutes, it can impact your value. It could impact how teams view you around the league. There's so much pressure that professional athletes face. And this is like a little probably curveball that Kevin Huerter wasn't anticipating coming into training camp this year. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
Now, in the playoffs, his minutes got cut big time down the stretch. Mm-hmm. He wasn't knocking down his shot. They went and played Malik Monk a lot of minutes in that series, right? So he saw like a glimpse of that, but I can't imagine that he thought coming into training camp like, I may lose my job to Chris Duarte.
Yeah. No, I doubt that feeling was there, but this is a challenge, and it is being thrown at him, and it is being thrown at the rest of the team, and it's how they take on this challenge. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's the first, just like you said, it's the first like of the little moments where things aren't going to be as fun. Things are going to, when I say chippy, they should be chippy at practice. Like guys should be fighting for those spots. But I just think that's how you make a team better.
Yeah. And rotations change throughout a year too.
Yeah.
How many times did we see the rotation change last year?
Exactly.